soft that we're gonna f you up.
Yeah.
Because I only have so much cable. Okay. You're literally technically in the middle of no man's land. So
yeah.
If I can get that truck weight to hold good enough, I can snatch you out.
Okay.
But if I can't,
any bad thing that happens is a darn good video most of the time. And in this case, I've gotten my brand new 2019 Ford Ranger stuck in a rut. I was trying to film just a little bit of B-roll for an upcoming video that had it was all scripted and everything, and I was like, oh, I'll do a little drive through this ditch, right? I went around, no problem, went around again, got stuck. Luckily though, I do have the Ford Pass app, and that has a direct link to Ford's roadside assistance, which is on their way, and I'm actually getting text messages from them now, so I'll have to check that. But yeah, let's see how this works out. I have managed to get myself stuck in what is supposed to be a great off-road vehicle, and it was until I got myself stuck. This is probably a case of terrible user error, since I have absolutely zero experience with off-roading. So this one's my fault. Shame on me. I feel really stupid. I'm quite embarrassed about it, but yeah, hopefully you guys find it somewhat entertaining. Okay, so here's what happened. I was trying to get some B-roll for a different video, and I wanted some off-road footage. There's this kind of grassy ditch about a block from my apartment building that has wooded areas on both sides. I've seen people in like Jeep Wranglers go through it before, and I figured it would be a great location to get some light off-road footage. So I throw the Ranger into 4H mode. I go over to the ditch and do a little test run where I just kind of drive along the side of the ditch, drive down into it, and then up the other side. No problem. So then I pull out my camera and proceed to do basically the exact same thing. I did get a little more bold this time too, and went through the ditch multiple times instead of just in and out once. I decided to go down and up one more time, and as I start climbing out of the ditch on the other side, my wheels start to spin and I start to lose grip and slide back down. This is likely when my complete ignorance about off-road driving probably ruined any chances I had of getting out on my own. Now I want to be careful to not blame the equipment here too much, because I genuinely believe that if a better driver or a more experienced off-road driver had been in this situation, they could have handled it no problem. I do wish I could try this again with slightly better off-road tires though. One thing I do want to do in the future is have somebody who does know how to do off-road driving and who is experienced with this sort of driving teach me how to do it so that I can avoid this situation in the future. I did try to switch the truck's terrain mode into mud and sand and try again, but it was pretty much the same result at that point. I was just digging myself deeper into the mud. So then I tried to go in reverse and get out the other way. I kind of slid around a bit more and then got stuck at the very bottom of the ditch, going back and forth and just making things worse. That's when I swallowed my pride and just called roadside service to have them winch me out. About 45 minutes later, the tow truck guy shows up. This guy was a total character. He was very friendly, but also did not take any BS. He gets out of the truck and he's basically already laughing at me. He's like, I don't even want to ask, man. I was like, yeah, I know how this looks. And he said, man, it's one thing when someone ends up in a ditch by accident, but you did this on purpose. I can tell from your tracks that you were just playing around. He took a photo of the situation and called his boss. It turns out that my truck was so far from the pavement that he wasn't sure if his winch would reach all the way down there.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it because it's so soft that we're going to fuck you up. Yeah. Because I only have so much cable.
Okay.
And you're literally technically in the middle of no man's land. So
yeah.
Hold on, let me walk that other side to see how
Yeah,
solid
see
it
if you
is.
could get...
Because if I can get that truck weight to hold good enough, I can snatch you out.
Okay.
But if I can't...
But either way, from what he told me, his boss told him he better not lose his fucking truck. Anyways, he backed up as far as he felt comfortable, and then I helped him hook up the winch. I threw the car into neutral, and he pulled me out, basically dragging the car through the mud the whole way. Now, I still don't even know quite for sure how I got through that ditch the first time without any problems. But I suspect it has something to do with the fact that when I went through the first time, there was no mud and other gunk stuck in the tread of my tires. And then by the time I went through again, the tread was all stuffed up with mud and clay that it didn't have enough grip to get me up. So he pulled me all the way onto the flatbed and then dropped me back onto the pavement.
There you go. Now you have your mudding trophy in the woodlands with a little ride.
Thank you, sir. I started to document the aftermath on my phone, and the tow truck guy made sure I gave him a shout out too.
Don't forget me.
What?
Don't forget me.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good one now.
You too. So thanks, tow truck guy, I've learned my lesson. And I guess the lesson for everyone else is, if you're not experienced with off-road driving, don't drive your brand new truck through a muddy ditch without maybe a little bit of help at your side. Alright, so here's the aftermath of my whole self-inflicted debacle. The guy came, winched it out, he was hilarious, he was very friendly. Called me an idiot a bunch of times, which I deserved. He also recommended that I put at least 10,000 more miles on it before I get stuck again, so maybe I'll try that. But yeah, I'm out, it's all good. I was only like 100 yards from my apartment anyway, so I was never in any real danger, but it's just good to get this pulled out before the Super Bowl starts, go Pats, and before the sun sets, more importantly. Yeah, so Ranger, good off-road until you go beyond your own skill limit, I'd say. I don't know any vehicle that could quite handle the mud that I got stuck in without some real tough, fat tires. I think with bigger tires, I could have gotten out of there myself, but I don't know. You might have to have a little bit more skill. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.